a heavy sigh. Another day that wasn't mine. Nonsense plaguing my thoughts like spiral lullabies. But the man with his musical box and the holes in his self-knitted socks, reflections of a kind. Whoa, do you crave for nothing else? Or do you feel life passing you by? Or do you feel life pass you by? If you were given just one chance, would you be standing where you are? If you were paving streets with the same old feet that you look upon, if you were given just one chance, the man at the bar, anchored on a drink and smelling cigar, his face tells of 1,000 sorrows, with a tearful eye and saddened glow. The horror of a newspaper stand, exploiting terror of another man's hand. And would it be true to say that they plan their day and their future in this way? Whoa, do you crave for nothing else? Or do you feel life passing you by? Or do you feel life pass you by? If you were given just one chance, would you be standing where you are? Would you be paving streets with the same old feet that you look upon? If you were given just one chance. Where would you be if you were given just one chance? Would you be standing where you are? If you were paving streets with the same old feet that you look upon, if you were given just one chance.
Hello, you fellow pedal enthusiasts. Today we're looking at the Walrus Audio Polychrome, which is really pretty because it's got a chameleon on it. That's how you say that. No, it might just be some other lizardy thing. I don't know. I'm not an expert on anything. So, Polychrome is a flanger, and I have trouble with flangers. Not because I don't know how to say it correctly, but because they usually have controls that are unpredictable to me. I don't get them. There's a sweep, or like in what frequency range does it do its thing? Okay, but then I usually dial them in and it doesn't do what I expect it to do. And then there's of course depth and then speed. We can get that. But then there's feedback. And sometimes there's a thing called manual. I don't know what that is. I don't know. And I always have a sound in my head, but on almost any flanger, and I haven't really tried it with this one, I can't get the sound I'm imagining. I can get awesome sounds, but I like to know what I'm doing before I reach for the knob. And flangers kind of, I don't get them. So I'll try my best to show you the flanger. This is what it looks like. Walrus Audio has given us a lot of stuff lately in terms of features, with expression control and MIDI and stereo on the ACS1 and the R1 reverb and stuff like this from the Maker series. This is, let's pull it back. No expression input. It's mono, top-loaded ins and outs. Super simple. 9-volt in. It's on the PCB, so it's through the chassis, which I don't prefer. But okay, it's not a problem. And in and out and mono, and that's it. So on top of the pedal, we have a soft clicky, which you can hold in for momentary and then let go, so you can flange for only a little bit if you wanted to. So we have all the way dry, mix in the flanger, and then go to vibrato, which is a control known from the very popular Julia and Juliana chorusi. That's if you have more than one. Then there's the feedback, as I said, which feeds the flanger into itself. Should be a more severe sound. There's a depth. How deep does it flung? How fast does it flung? And then there's a sweep, which is what frequency range does it flung in? And that back and forthy flunging is done with an LFO, a low frequency oscillator, which in this case you can change the shape of from sine to triangle, and I never understand why people give me sine and triangle. It's a very subtle difference. My estimation is a subtle difference in a way that nobody gives a flying rat's ass. Now, give me sine and ramp, give me sine and square, give me sine and anything else other than sine and triangle, because who gives a crap in context? But okay, you have sine and triangle, and then you have random, also called something like sample and hold. Wait, now sample and hold jumps back and forth. Random kind of goes like this. And then there's voice, and they describe it as it's different. Oh, I know. The voice switch lets you select between two voices for the flange effect. In the down position, the flanger is more traditional and full frequency. In the up position, you get a more complex and notched flange effect with a less low end. So we're going to start in the down position, which is more traditional. And that's really it. So we're going to go into the Tone King Sky King with it in clean. Right now I have it behind two drive pedals and a delay so that my delay trails could be flanged, which is probably a good idea. And that is right now the Golden Boy from Jackson Audio and the Fuzz from Jackson Audio, the Ultra Tap from Eventide, and then comes this, and then it goes into the tuner and the whole amp thing. 412 cream backloaded in the aux, mono, that's it. So without, this is my Harmony Rebel, which I just got with the cool top. It's limited edition. Get them at Sweetwater or wherever. It's a cool guitar. So we're gonna start with, why not, Everything at Noon and Sign. a great effect if you don't want to go for the jet flanger sound. It's a cool thing to give a little bit of movement. The track you heard in the beginning wasn't your typical, Van Halen. Subtle space, subtle movement. A little bit on the left, a little bit on the right, and there you go. When you're very drastic on the depth, sometimes you hear it dipping. There's a bit of a scratchy thing going on when it's at the max. I put on some delay because it's more fun. Let's see where it flanges. And then more of it, technically. I don't understand flanges. Now I have less depth, but more feedback, but I'm getting more flange. What? Yeah, as with any flanger, I don't understand what's going on. So I can't help you. You got to fiddle around with the knobs. Yeah, I'm like, loads of depth and loads of feedback. So what I'm expecting is wow. But no, I don't know how they work. That's not this one. It's every flanger. How I got here, but that's a really cool sound. If I now boost that a little bit to just get a little bit more meat in the sound with the Golden Boy. That's the thing, that all the knobs are highly dependent on each other. I love flanging on lead lines where there's a tiny bit of, there's like kind of a mid-focus happening, a little bit of movement, a little bit as if a wah is cocked, if you know what I mean. So let me see. Okay, it's all dependent on what you're feeding it. The more frequencies are there, the more it can be flanked. The vibrato thing, I'm gonna be honest, I don't understand what's going on, but I never do. So nothing new here. Well, that's obviously just dry. Fuzz flange? I don't know. Let's fuzz the flange. Enough with the flanging. So, throw that up on the screen, Leslie. It's a flanger, and I would say it's a more subtle one because I can't get the massive jet flangy sounds. And when do you need those? What I love the Polychrome for is exactly what I did in the beginning in the track. Give, especially cleans, some movement. Put the chord there, and it just nicely gives it texture. I don't know if that's what it's for. I don't know if I can't just dial in the sound because I can never dial in flanger sounds. It's pretty much a hit or miss with me with these things. And again, it's not the Polychrome or it's not the Thorpe, whatever it's called, camouflage. It's me and flanges. I don't understand the controls. I like the random shape the most. I think I spent most of my time in down on the voice, so more traditional. Did I hear vibrato? I don't think I did. So I would be up here, but of course you can dial that in subtly as well. So that's kind of a mix knob then. But then there's depth, and that also, they all do work with each other. It's a big collaborative knob thing. It's a back to basics pedal for Walrus. No expression control, no stereo. It's a flanger based on the architecture and idea of the Julia and the Juliana. And then there's the Lillian, which is the phaser. We all know they're friends. Why this isn't a lady, I don't know. It's a chameleon kind of a thing. It's a Walrus pedal, and you know you love them. So if you're on the prowl for a, I would say, more subtle flanger to move along your textures, I think the Polychrome is it. I think if you're going for Eddie, it might be in there. I haven't coaxed it out of it, but I think if you're going for Eddie, you're not going for Walrus Audio Polychrome. I think that's the whole idea. It's its own thing, and I think perfect for subtle textures. That's me. That's the links below. There was Leslie switching. I was paid for this video, by the way, just to let you know, because that's important. Legally, it's important, not for, you get it. And animals at the end.